You got to make everything you do public, and when you
Yeah.
do that, you'll see that it's like you are the magnet, but it comes down to the communication that you're putting out. Like, don't see, that's the thing. It's just like this speaking engagement. To even speak to a reporter for 3 minutes and not film it is a waste of your fucking time.
Yeah.
Like, you got to publish everything. Just make it the Max Rice show. You already did this. I mean, you see me doing it over here, but I don't know if you want to do it the way I do it, but nonetheless, I think the way that I do it is like the easiest way to do it, which is just live stream your office for 40 hours a week. You know?
Sorry. You're right. I gotta get going, but you go get those gains. Let me know if you change your mind.
Okay, thanks.
And Anthony's mom really appreciates what you're doing.
She appreciates what you're doing. All right, talk to you soon.
Well, no, you. She told me she didn't. You guys were posting.
Yeah, I mean, I'll share out anything you publish. You know.
Yeah, no, you're a Mitch. Enjoy. Get some gains.
Okay, thanks. Talk to you soon.
No pain, no gain. All right, bye.
Corpse rigid, thus thou mayst abhor the fidget babes that tease the thorn. Next let the breath rhythm be low, easy, regular, and slow, so that thy being be in tune with the great sea's Pacific swoon. Third, let thy life be pure and calm, swayed softly as a well to live be bound to the one love of the profound. Fifth, let the thought divinely free from sense observe its entity. Watch every thought that springs enhance, hour after hour thy vigilance, intense and keen, turned inward miss no atom of analysis. Sixth, on one thought securely pinned, still every whisper of the wind, so like a flame straight and unstirred, burn up thy being in one word. Next, still that ecstasy prolong thy meditation, steep and strong, slaying even God should be distracted, thy attention from the chosen act. All these days in borrowed time that the midnight blossom flower, the oneness is yet even in this, my son, thou shalt not do of me. Without restraint, the expression shifts thy glance to rapture's darkling root, discarding name, form, sight, and stress, even of this high consciousness. Pierce to the heart, I leave thee here. Thou art the master I revere, thy radiance that rolls afar, oh brother of the silver star. There are 7 keys to the great gate, being 8 in one and 1 in 8. First let the body of thee be still, bound by the cerements of will. Corpse rigid, thus thou mayst abhor the fidget babes that tease the thought. Next let the breath rhythm be low, easy, regular, and slow, so that thy being be in tune with the great sea's Pacific swoon. Third, let thy life be pure and calm, sway softly as a well to live be bound to the one love of the profound. Fifth, let the thought divinely free from sense observe its entity. Watch every thought that springs in hell, hour after hour thy vigilance, intense and keen, turned inward and miss no atom of analysis, fixed on one thought securely pinned, still every whisper of the wind, so like a flame straight and unstirred, burn up thy being in one word. Next, still that ecstasy prolong thy meditation, steep and strong, slaying even God, should he distract thy attention from the chosen act. Last, all these things in one o'erpowered, time that the midnight blossom flowered, the oneness is yet even in this, my son, thou shalt not do amiss. If thou restrain the expression, shoot thy glance to rapture's darkling root, discarding name, form, sight, and stress, even of this high consciousness. Pierce to the heart, I leave thee here. Thou art the master, I revere thy radiance that rolls afar, O brother of the silver star. If thou restrain
After all that running your mouth.
thy
It's true, it's been a lot of running my mouth, but I mean, you know, what do you think politics is? It's fucking rhetoric.
sight and strength, even of this high consciousness. Pierce to the heart, I leave thee here. Thou art the master, I revere thy radiance that rolls afar, O brother of the silver star. There are 7 keys to the great gate, being 8 in one and one in 8. First, let the body of thee be still, bound by the ceremonies of will. Corpse rigid, thus thou makest abode the fidget babes that tease the thought. Next, let the breath rhythm be low, easy, regular, and slow, so that thy being be in tune with the great sea's Pacific swoon. Third, let thy life be pure and calm, sleep softly as a well to lead be bound to the one love of the profound. Fifth, let the thought divinely free from sense observe its entity. Watch every thought that springs in hands. Hour after hour, thy vigilance intense and keen turned inward. This no atom of analysis, 6 on one thought securely pinned. Still every whisper of the wind. So like a flame, straight and unstirred, burn up thy being in one word. Next till that ecstasy prolong, thy meditations deep and strong, slaying even God, should he distract thy attention from the chosen man. Last, all these things in one overpower, time that the midnight blossom flower. The oneness is yet even in this, my son, thou shalt not do amen. If thou restrain strain the expression, shoot thy glance to rapture's darkling root, discarding name, form, sight, and stress, even of this high consciousness. Pierce to the heart, I leave thee here. Thou art the master I revere, thy radiance that rose afar. O brother of the silver star. There are 7 keys to the great gate, being 8 in one and 1 in 8. First, let the body of thee be still, bound by the cerements of will. Corpse rigid, thus thou mayest abort the fidget babes that tease the thought. Next, let the breath rhythm be low, easy, regular, and slow, so that thy being be in tune with the great sea's Pacific swoon. Third, let thy life be pure and calm, swayed softly as a well-to-leaf be bound to the one love of the profound. Fifth, let the thought divinely free from sense observe its entity. Watch every thought that springs in hand. Hour after hour, thy vigilance intense and keen turned inward miss. No atom of analysis, fixed on one thought securely pinned. Still every whisper of the wind, so like the flame straight and unstirred, burn up thy being onward. Next till that ecstasy prolonged, thy meditations deep and strong, slain even God, who should he distract thy attention from the chosen path? Last all these things in one or part, time that the midnight lost me. Before the invention of I could while away. There are 7 keys to the great gate. You see someone first, let the body of thee be still, bound by the cerements of will. Corpse rigid, thus thou mayst abort the fidget babes that tease the thought. Next, let the breath rhythm be low, easy, regular, and slow, so that thy being be in tune with the great sea's Pacific swoon. Third, let thy life be pure and To the one love of the profound, fifth let the thought divinely free from sense observe its entity. Watch every thought that springs enhance. Hour after hour thy vigilance intense and keen turned inward miss. No atom of analysis, sixth on one thought securely pinned. Still every whisper of the wind. So like a flame straight and then stirred, burn up thy being onward. Next to that ecstasy, prolong thy meditations deep and strong. Sleep and God, should he distract thy attention from the chosen act? Last all these things in one power. Time that the midnight blossom flower. The oneness is yet even in this, my son, thou shalt not do amiss. If thou restrain the expression, shoot thy glance to rapture's darkling root, discarding name, form, sight, and stress. Even of this high consciousness, pierce to the heart, I leave thee here. Thou art the master, I revere thy radiance that rolls afar. O brother of the silver star. There are 7 keys to the great gate, being 8 in one and 1 in 8. First let the body of thee be still, bound by the cerements of will. Corpse rigid, thus thou mayst abhor the fidget babes that tease the thought. Next let the breath rhythm be low, easy, regular, and slow, so that thy being be in tune with the great sea's Pacific swoon. Third, let thy life be pure and calm, swayed softly as a well to live be bound. To the one love of the profound, fifth let the thought divinely free from sense observe its entity. Watch every thought that springs enhance. Hour after hour thy vigilance intense and keen turned inward miss. No atom of analysis, sixth on one thought securely pinned. Still every whisper of the wind. So like a flame straight and unstirred, burn up thy being in one word. Next till that ecstasy, prolong thy meditations deep and strong. Slaying even God, should he distract thy attention from the chosen act. Last all these things in one overpower. Time at the midnight blossom flower. The oneness is yet even in this, my son, thou shalt not do amiss. If thou restrain the expression, shoot thy glance to rapture's darkling root, discarding name, form, sight, and stress. Even of this high consciousness, pierce to the heart, I leave thee here. Thou art the master, I revere thy radiance that rolls afar. of the silver star. There are 7 keys to the great.
This is how some gas stations in the U.S. scam people. The difference comes down to a non-bubble nozzle versus a bubble nozzle. The green one is a non-bubble nozzle. It fills your container smoothly, giving you every gallon you're paying for. But the red one, which shady stations tend to use, is a bubble nozzle. It pumps a ton of air along with the gas, tricking the meter into thinking the tank's full, so you end up paying for fuel you're not actually getting. This is how some gas stations in the U.S. scam people. The difference comes down to a non-bubble nozzle versus a bubble nozzle. The green one is a non-bubble nozzle. It fills your container smoothly, giving you every gallon you're paying for. But the red one, which shady stations tend to use, is a bubble nozzle. It pumps a ton of air along with the gas, tricking the meter into thinking the tank's full, so you end up paying for fuel you're not actually getting. This is how some gas stations in the U.S.
So that thy being be in tune with the great sea's Pacific swoon. Third, let thy life be pure and calm, swayed softly as a well to live be bound to the one love of the profound. Fifth, let the thought divinely free from sense observe its
Love that talking.
entity. Watch every thought that spring enhance, hour after hour thy vigilance, intense and keen, turned inward miss. No atom of analysis. Sixth, on one thought securely pinned, still every whisper of the wind. So like a flame, straight and unstirred, burn up thy being in one word. Next, still that ecstasy prolong thy meditations deep and strong. Slaying even God, should he distract thy attention from the chosen act? Last, all these things in one overpowered. Time that the midnight blossom flowered. The oneness is yet even in this. My son, thou shalt not do this. If thou restrain the expression, shoot thy glance to rapture's darkling root, discarding name, form, sight, and stress, even of this high consciousness. Pierce to the heart, I leave thee here. Thou art the master, I revere thy radiance that rolls afar. O brother of the silver star. There are 7 keys to the great gate, being 8 in one and one in 8. First, let the body of thee be still, bound by the fidget bangs, the tease, the thought next. Let the breath rhythm be low. Easy, regular, and slow, so that thy being be in tune with the great sea's Pacific swoon. Third, let thy life be pure and calm, swayed softly as a will to live be bound to the one love of the profound. Fifth, let the thought divinely free from sense observe its entity. Watch every thought that sprang enhance, hour after hour thy vigilance, intense and keen, turned inwardness. No atom of analysis, six, on one thought securely pinned, still every whisper of the wind. So like a flame, straight and unstirred, burn up thy being in one word next. Still that ecstasy prolong, thy meditations deep and strong, slaying even God should he distract thy attention from the chosen act. Last all these things in one overpowered, time that the midnight blossom flowered. The oneness is yet even in this, my son, thou shalt not do amiss. If thou restrain the expression, should thy glance to rapture's darkling root, discarding name, form, sight, and stress, even of this high consciousness. Pierce to the heart, I leave thee here. Thou art the master I revere, thy radiance that rolls afar. O brother of the silver star. There's 7 keys to the great gate, being 8 and 1 and 1 and 8. First, let the body of thee be still, bound by the cerements of will. Core frigid, thus thou mayst abort the fidget babes, the tease, the thought. Next, let the breath rhythm be low, easy, regular, and slow, so that thy being be in tune with the great sea's Pacific swoon. Third, let thy life be pure and calm, sway softly as a well to live be bound to the one love of the profound. Fifth, let the thought divinely free from sense observe its entity. Watch every thought that springs enhance, hour after hour thy vigilance, intense and keen, turned inwardness. No atom of analysis, six on one thought securely pinned, still every whisper of the wind. So like a flame, straight and unstirred, burn up thy being in one word. Next, still that ecstasy prolonged, the meditations deep and strong, slaying even God should he distract thy attention from the chosen act. Last, all these things in one overpower time, that the midnight blossom flowered. The oneness is yet even in this, my son, thou shalt not do amiss. If thou restrain the expression, show thy glance to rapture's darkling road, discarding running late. First, let the body of thee be still, bound by the cerements of will. Corpse rigid past thou mayst abort, the fidget babes that tease the thought. Next, let the breath rhythm be low, easy, regular, and slow, so that thy being be in tune with the great seas, Pacific swoon. Third, let thy life be pure and calm, sway softly as a well till I be bound to the one love of the profound. Fifth, let the thought divinely free from sense of service and entity. Watch every thought that springs enhanced, hour after hour thy vigilance, intense and keen, turned inward miss, no atom of analysis. Six on one thought securely pinned, still every whisper of the wind. So like a flame straight and unstirred, burn up thy being in one word. Next till that ecstasy prolong, thy meditation steep and strong. Slaying even God should he distract thy attention from the chosen act. Last all these things in one are power. Time that the midnight blossom flower, the oneness is. Yet even in this, my son, thou shalt not do amiss. So like a flame straight and unstirred, burn up thy being in one word. Next to that ecstasy, prolong thy meditation, speed and strong. Slay even posture, he distract thy attention from the chosen act. That's all these things and wanted power, turn up the midnight blossom flower. This is yet even this, my son, thou shalt not do amiss. There are 7 keys to the great gate, being 8 in one and 1 in 8. First, let the body of thee be still, bound by the cerements of a will. Corpse rigid, thus thou mayst abort the fidget babes that tease the thought. Next, let the breath rhythm be low, easy, regular, and slow, so that thy being be in tune with the great seas, Pacific swoon. Third, let thy life be pure and calm, sway softly as a well to live, be bound to the one love of the profound. Fifth, let the thought divinely free from sense observe its entity. Watch every thought that springs enhance, hour after hour thy vigilance, intense and keen, turned inwardness, no atom of analysis. Sixth on one thought securely pinned, still every whisper of the wind, still every whisper of the wind. So like a flame straight and unstirred, burn up thy being in one word. Next till that ecstasy prolong, thy meditation steep and strong. Slaying even God should he distract thy attention from the chosen act. Last all these things in one, oh power. Time at the midnight blossom flower. The oneness is yet even in this, my son, thou shalt not do amiss. If thou restrain the expression shoot, thy glance to rapture's darkling roots, discarding name, form, sign, and stress, even of this high consciousness. Pierce to the heart, I leave thee here. Thou art the master, I revere. Thy radiance that rolls afar, oh brother of the silver star. to the great gate. Being 8 and one inmate. First let the body of thee be still, bound by the cerements of a will. Corpse rigid thus thou mayst abort the fidget babes that tease the thought. Next let the breath rhythm be low, easy, regular and slow. So that I be in tune with your grace's specific swoon. Third, let thy life be pure and come sway softly as a well to live be bound to the one love of the profound. Fifth, let the thought divinely free from sense observance entity. Watch every thought that springs enhance. Hour after hour thy vigilance. Senses and keys turn inwardness. Six on thoughts, securely pinned, still every
Guess what my second job was, Devo? I own a Starbucks, Devo. I own a Starbucks and I'm fucking famous, Devo. I wouldn't expect you to understand, Devo. You're a fucking dumb astronomical being. Like, shut the fuck up, nigga. This is a dumbass. This nigga trolling, but y'all niggas trolling. Y'all be cooking. Playing big games right now. You can do that, right? And that's what you need. This nigga can do that. She had you come here to get packed up, you nasty bitch. You don't know I know what I is, bitch. I can really rush up and ask the fuck for me. Do you live in long bitch? Look at your ass. Look at your ass. You had a long ass day. What's that brown spot in the middle of your motherfucking ass? What's that brown spot in the middle of your motherfucking ass? I'm talking to a bitch that wanna sell ass videos $15 on Backpage.com.
Welcome to the Holocaust Code.
It say 18 plus. Do you know the worst part about that? Let me ask you a question. Is he good friends with Prince or AJ? What is his fucking name?
Hello? Hello?
That's Kitover. It sure does. How you doing?
I am AI. You know, you know how they have midgets and vending machines that give you your chips or soda? I'm like the new AI job, AI employee.
Hold on. I'm so sorry. Do you know there was a girl named Michelle Knapp? I used to work with this girl, and I joked one day about that. I said, because there was a little vending machine that made half cocoa, and I said, do you know they have little midgets inside that make it? And do you know that she really believed it? And we were going around the hall. It was like the biggest joke. This wasn't that long ago. This woman was a full like functioning woman.
Well, there should just be like an AI query union or something where you have to go to humans to conduct your AI search or something.
Like, wait, so that's hilarious that you said that though, because that's like a real joke. That's a real joke. And I know what you're saying. God bless you, Michelle, for listening to me. What do you think about the Tesla cars? Oh my gosh, she was like hang out with again. So I'm showing this pillow that my mom gave me.
Is this the complaint line?
Yeah.
I was trying to get in touch with customer service.
No problem. We're just gonna need a $5 to $25 cash app. And then we're gonna forward you to India.
My credit card keeps getting charged, and I'm not placing these charges, and I'm very upset. I'd like my money back, and I would like the charges to stop, but I do not want a new card.
Oh my gosh, that was so funny. That was so hilarious.
Hello?
Hello?
Well, you're telling me I have to write a letter now? All right, fine. So I guess I got to write a letter. Thank you very little.
You're very welcome. All right, Dima, you were saying you were sewing this pillow. Oh, God. Just turn on camera again. Hell no. This is why we can't have nice things, Mr.
I'm just kidding, Dippity. I'm not going to bother you forever.
All right, go ahead.
But all right, I'm done.
So it's the pillowcase.
First,
And it's not the pillowcase. It's the actual pillow that you put inside a pillowcase. And so I can't turn it inside out unless I break a stitch on it.
Yeah, but is sacrificing your son haram or halal?
like I told you, you're made for 6 something.
Do you hear me?
There are 7 keys to the great gate, being 8 in one and 1 in 8. First let the body of thee be still, bound by the settlements of will. First, let the body of thee be still, bound by the cerements of will. Corpse rigid, thus thou mayst abort fidget babes that tease the thought. Next, let the breath rhythm be low, easy, regular and slow, so that I be in tune with the great sea's Pacific swoon. Let my life be pure and calm, swayed softly as a well-lived be bound to the one love of the profound. Let the thought divinely free from sense observe its entity. Watch every thought that springs in hands, hour after hour
Fierce and keen, turned inward, miss no atom of analysis. Six on one thought, securely pinned. Still every whisper of the wind. So like a flame, straight and stirred. Burn up that end.
By the way, this room is called Y'all Ass Annoying.
Still that ecstasy, prolonged that meditation, still and strong. Save God, should be distracted. Our attention on kills the night. Let's all these things one more time. That midnight blossom flower, the oneness is yet. Even in this my son, thou shalt not do amiss. Very strange, the expression showed. I glanced to Venture's door, discarding many forms, sight and stroke. Even of this high consciousness. First, let the body of the beast down by the ceremonies of withering. Thou makes the board. The fidget babes that tease the throne. Next, let the breath rhythm be alone.
Hello? Hello?
Easy,
Hello?
regular and slow.
Hello?
So that
Hello?
being the
Hello?
with the
Hello?
Seas Pacific let the heart be pure and calm. Swayed softly as a will to lift me down to the one love of the profound. Let the thought divinely free from sense observe its entity. Watching the way to succeed and the way to suck eggs. This is the
He could hear me the whole time.
Plunge from the height, oh God, and interlock with man. Plunge from the height, oh man, and interlock with beast. The red triangle is the
Fucking
descending tongue
music.
of grace. The blue triangle is the ascending tongue of prayer. This interchange, the double gift of tongues, the word of double power, abrahadabra, is the sign of the great work. For the great work is accomplished in silence, and behold, is not that word equals a check that is cancer, whose sigil is up. This work also eats up itself, accomplishes its own and nourishes the worker, leaves no seed, is perfect in itself. Little children, love one another. The way to succeed and the way to suck eggs. This is a holy hexagram. Plunge from the heights, oh God, and interlock with man. Plunge from the heights, oh man, and interlock with peace. The red triangle is the descending tongue of grace. The blue triangle is the ascending tongue of prayer. This interchange, the double gift of tongues, the word of double power, abrahadabra is the chef. His work also eats up itself, accomplishes its own and nourishes the worker, leaves no seed, is perfecting itself. Little children, love one another. The way to succeed and the way to suck eggs. This is the holy hexagram. Plunge from the height, O God, and interlock with man. Plunge from the height, O man, and interlock with thee. The red triangle is the descending tongue of grace. The blue triangle is the ascending tongue of prayer. This interchange, the double gift of tongues, the word of double power, abrahadabra, is the sign of the great work. For the great work is accomplished in silence, and behold, is not that word equal to death that is cancer? Whose sigil is red, his work also eats up itself, accomplishes its own and nourishes the worker, leaves no seed, is perfected itself. Little children, love one another. The way to succeed and the way to suck eggs. This is the holy hexagram. Plunge from the height, O God, and interlock with man. Plunge from the height, O man, and interlock with beast. The red triangle is the descending tongue of grace. The blue triangle is the ascending tongue of prayer. This interchange, the double gift of tongues, the word of double power. Abrahadabra is the sign of the great work. For the great work is accomplished in silence. And behold, is not that word equal to Chet, that is cancer, whose sigil is cats. This work also eats up itself, accomplishes its own end, nourishes the worker, leaves no seed, is perfect in itself. Little children, love one another. The way to succeed and the way to suck eggs. This is the holy hexagram. Plunge from the height, O God, and interlock with man. Plunge from the
on a Masters of Law, and then I did my bar in London. So I got the SQE, which is equivalent to, I think, the JD in the US. It's really good, but New York bar is I would say number one.
Hey guys, I bought a laundromat for 15.
So how does that, how would we understand your law degree given that you guys have the barrister system there?
It's the same thing. A barrister, you're talking about a barrister and a solicitor. A solicitor is like the person who advises, who does the knit and grit when it comes to looking at the case as a whole and seeing any legal remedies, any breaches. A barrister presents at court. So each facet gives you the ability to get money. But what I did was the SQE, which is the solicitor qualification exam.
Got it. Nice.
Anything else? Do you guys know Oxford? Because I feel like Americans, they're not that well versed when it comes to British universities. I might be mistaken.
I've been to Oxford a couple times, Cambridge a couple times. No other.
The university.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. It's like equivalent to, I'd say, Harvard in the US, but like not. It's the two strongest universities. Technically not right now. LSE is number one in the UK, but it was in the UK.
Oh, the London School of Economics is number one in the.
Right now, yeah. But but like you get number one based on research and stuff like that. So I don't know how LSE pulled it off.
But like, aren't the universities in the UK, they're narrowly focused on what you learn when you go to university in the UK, whereas in the US it's sort of a more liberal arts focus or a broader focus. So it's almost an analog between a Roman style versus Greek style of thinking about the world, sort of specialization skill versus a more broadened education.
I would say I do agree with you to a certain extent. I think the UK, in terms of their system, is just more suited to me because I did my schooling all my life in British schools. I did it in Dubai, and then I went and I finished the last 3 years in a boarding school in Geneva. But my cousins, they went to the US, and my brother, and for them it was easier than a British system. A British system is like British unis are stricter. They're like more intense.
So what was, so you said you got an LLB. What was the
The bachelor's thing? Or like what subjects did I take?
what was the degree name?
The degree name was Bachelor's of Laws. And then my master's was International Commercial and Business Law.
This was at Oxford?
Yeah. Dealt with like international arbitration. We did, for example, like Philip Morris, the case about, it was an Australian businessman. No, it was an English businessman who owned a cigarette company in Australia, and because of the government's amendments of the law, they made cigarettes essentially more unattractive to consumers, which in turn infringed upon the bilateral investment treaty between the investor and Australia. So he raised a case in arbitration and got a payout of 600 million. We also did like international economic investment law. We did international maritime law. Like it's a very intensive course. I feel like the only reason I got in was my grades, but also I took a gap for a year, and I was working at a high position in the government for that year.
Huh. That's interesting. So what college did you go to?
Look, I don't get the premise of college. Like, what is college? For us in the UK, we did something called foundation.
Like, what was the name?
We went into university.
Like Oxford. Like you said, you went to Oxford, but what was the name?
University of Oxford.
Right. So no, but what was the name? Like, Oxford is a federated university, right? And so there's like different. You don't like. I was at Oxford. It's like that's something. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, what was the name? Like, where did you study at? You studied at where? At where? I was at what? Are you following me?
Faculty of Law, School of Law, and all.
Never mind. What was your
what
was your college's
Oxford.
JCR like?
What's JCR? What's that abbreviated to? I'm not sure what JCR is.
You went to Oxford?
Yeah.
And you don't know what a JCR is?
No.
Okay, I don't think you went to Oxford.
Because I don't know what JCR is?
Yeah.
But I did my bachelor's at King's College. I don't know what JCR is still.
What was your
Are you a fan of Muhammad El-Erian,
Of who?
the president of King's College?
Why the hell do you know the president? I don't even know the president.
You should know the president of King's College.
Why should I know the president of King's College? I used to go to uni, attend the classes, then fuck off. I was in London, I was on a government scholarship.
Definitely take advantage of that immigration. Take advantage of that.
Ascending tongue of prayer, this interchange, the double gift of tongues, the word of double power. Abrahadabra is the sign of the great work, for the great work is accomplished in silence, and behold, is not that.
There are 7 keys to the great gate, being 8 in one and First, let the body of thee be still, bound by the cerements of will. Corpse rigid, thus thou mayst abhor the fidget babes that tease the thorn. Next, let the breath rhythm be low, easy, regular, and slow. So that thy being be in tune with the great sea's Pacific swoon. Third, let thy life be pure and calm, swayed softly as a well to live be bound to the one love of the profound. Fifth, let the thought divinely free from sense observe its entity. Watch every thought that springs enhance, hour after hour thy vigilance. Intense and keen, turned inwardness, no atom of analysis. Sixth, on one thought securely pinned, still every whisper of the wind. So like a flame straight and unstirred, burn up thy being in one word. Next, still that ecstasy prolong thy meditation, steep and strong, slaying even God, should he distract thy attention from the chosen at last. All these things in one overpower, time that the midnight blossom flower, the oneness is yet even in this, my son, thou shalt not do amiss. If thou restrain the expression, shoot thy glance to rapture's darkling root, discarding name, form, sight, and stress, even of this high consciousness. Pierce to the heart, I leave thee here. Thou art the master I revere, thy radiance that rolls afar, oh brother of the silver star. There are 7 keys to the great gate, being 8 in one and one in 8. First, let the body of thee be still, bound by the cerements of will. Corpse rigid, thus thou mayest abort the fidget babes that tease the thought. Next, let the breath rhythm be low, easy, regular, and slow, so that thy being with the great seas, Pacific swoop. Let thy life be pure and calm, sway softly as a well to live be bound to the one love of the profound. Fifth, let the thought divinely free from sense observe its entity. Watch every thought that springs in hands, hour after hour thy vigilance, intense and keen, turned inward amidst no atom of analysis. Fixed on one thought securely pinned, still every whisper of the wind. So like a flame straight and unstirred, burn up thy being in one word next. Still that ecstasy prolong thy meditation, steep and strong, slaying even God, should he distract thy attention from the chosen at last. All these things in one o'erpowered time that the midnight blossom flowered, the oneness is yet even in this, my son, thou shalt not do amiss. If thou restrain the expression, shoot thy glance to rapture's darkling root, discarding name, form, sight, and stress, even of this high consciousness. Pierce to the heart, I leave thee here. Thou art the master, I revere thy radiance that rolls afar, O brother of the silver star. If thou restrain the expression, shoot thy glance to rapture's darkling root, discarding name, form, sight, and stress, even of this high consciousness. Pierce to the heart, I leave thee here. Thou art the master, I revere thy radiance that rolls afar, O brother of the silver star. There are 7 keys to the great gate, being 8 in one in one. First, let the body of thee be still, bound by the ceremonies of will. Corpse rigid, thus thou mayst abort the fidget babes that tease the thought. Next, let the breath rhythm be low, easy, regular, and slow, so that thy being be in tune with the great sea's Pacific swoop. Third, let thy life be pure and calm, swayed softly as a well to leave be bound to the one love of the profound. Fifth, let the thought divinely free from sense observe its entity. Watch every thought that springs in hands, hour after hour thy vigilance intense and keen, turned inward with no atom of analysis. Fixed on one thought securely pinned, still every whisper of the wind. So like a flame, straight and unstirred, burn out thy being in one word. thy attention from the chosen man. Last all these things in one or power, time that the midnight blossom flower. The oneness is yet, even in this, my son, thou shalt not do again. If thou restrain the expression, shoot thy glance to rapture's darkling root, discarding name, form, sight, and stress, even of this high consciousness. Pierce to the heart, I leave thee here. Thou art the master, I revere thy radiance that rose afar, O brother of the silver star. There are 7 keys to the great gate, being 8 in one and 1 in 8. First, let the body of thee be still, bound by the cerements of will. Corpse rigid, thus thou mayest abort the fidget babes that tease the thought. Next, let the breath rhythm be low, easy, regular, and slow, so that thy being be in tune. A population of replacements. That makes sense, actually, think about it. Third, let thy life be pure and calm, sway softly as a well to leave be bound to the one love of the profound. Fifth, let the thought divinely free from sense observe its entity. Watch every thought that springs in hands. Hour after hour, thy vigilance intense and keen turned inward miss. No atom of analysis, fixed on one thought securely pinned. Still every whisper of the wind. So like the flame straight and unstirred, burn up thy being in one word. Next till that ecstasy prolonged, thy meditations deep and strong, slaying even God, should he distract thy attention from the chosen man. Last all these things in one or power, time that the midnight blossom flower. There are 7 keys to the great gate, being 8 in one and 1 in 8. First let the body of thee be still, bound by the cerements of will. Corpse rigid, thus thou mayst abort the fidget babes that tease the thought. Next, let the breath rhythm be low, easy, the thought, divinely free from sense, observe its entity. Watch every thought that springs in hands. Hour after hour, thy vigilance, intense and keen, turned inward miss. No atom of an elusive, six on one thought, securely pinned. Still every whisper of the wind. So like a flame straight and stirred, burn up thy being in one word. Next to that ecstasy, prolong thy meditations deep and strong. Slaying even God, should he distract thy attention from the chosen.
Somebody put in one of my chats when they were like, a fedora. Now that's real work.